Welcome to Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. I'm Steve Swatt with the Sacramento Report. In the next few minutes, we're going to talk about wage equity in California. My guest this segment is Isadore Hall, a member of the State Senate from the South Bay. Thanks for being with us.
No, I'm happy to be here, Steve. Thanks for having me on again.
So previously, we've seen a wage equity legislation regarding women in the workplace as compared to men.
That's correct.
You want to take that a step or two further?
Absolutely, to include gender and race in the equity of employment here in California, which will actually be one of the strongest wage equity bills in the nation. We're very excited about that. We have the National Organization of Women as a sponsor of this piece of legislation, and of course we have other co-sponsors and supporters like the NAACP and many other women's groups around the state of California. So
let's back up for a second and talk briefly about the scope of the problem. I think we've all heard about, women are paid, what, 78 cents on the dollar, what men are paid generally.
That's correct.
But the situation is really worse for other ethnic groups.
That's absolutely right. When you think about African Americans and Latinos and even immigrants, we find that it's a worse type of situation. They're paid actually less to the dollar than the average older white male even working the very same job. And this bill also allows for, Steve, a redress for those employees who have discovered that in fact they were being paid less based on their gender and race, working the same type of job as the other individual who was actually being paid significantly more. So it basically levels the playing field and basically gives what Californians deserve, and quite frankly what everyone in this nation deserves, to be employed without a level of inequality, be employed with the same level of dignity and respect on the job when they're trying to do the same job as someone is being paid more.
So I was doing a little research. African American men, for example, are paid roughly 75% of what Caucasian men?
That's absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct. And when it's noticed that he or she will have the opportunity to go and redress this issue. It's interesting because, Steve, I was just speaking to an individual last week, and they were saying that their employer, they found that there was some wage inequality on the job. The employer discovered it and addressed the issue, made whole those employees, and then rewrote the job specs to make sure that there was some equality, as you will, across the board. Some employers know what they're doing, but then there are some who actually don't know what they're doing.
They need to be nudged.
And they need to be nudged. Right. And let me tell you the real problem is if you are making $15 an hour and someone, your counterpart or your coworker, is making $20 an hour, if we're doing the same job, and that individual is making $15 an hour, would want to go to another job, that job based the new hire on your current salary. And it just continues to move on and on and on. So they'll go to another job making similar to what they were making on their previous job, not knowing that there was some inequality.
So you see this bill as an incentive for employers to keep their workforce?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think we'll have a thumbs up from folks across the state, basically saying thank you for standing up for the working class and the working citizens of California. And this is California, the land of opportunity, where everyone is created equal. And so we're happy about that.
Well, let that be the last word. Senator Hall, thank you very much for coming by.
Thank you.
We'll certainly watch the progress of this legislation.
Steve, I really appreciate you. Thank you.
All right. And thanks to our viewers for watching Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. A reminder, you can see this and other interviews on YouTube, also on My Government On Demand and the California channel.